Welcome to Noble Thoughts by Idiots, a show about board games, movies, video games, and practically anything else we want to talk about. We don't take ourselves seriously, and neither do you. I'm your host, Captain Bagels, joined by my good friend and co-host, Ripplygoose. How you doing today?
Oh, no complaints. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty well. So, we actually have a third host today. This will be my brother, and we will refer to him as Smee. So, how you doing today, Smee? Good. I'm thinking. Smee?
No,
Anything?
non-answers equals compliance.
Okay. Yep. So, John, did you mute yourself? Mike.
All right, do you hear me?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yes.
loud and clear. Today, we on Noble Thoughts by Idiots are going to do a movie review on Game Over Man, the 2018 Netflix original movie starring the crew from Workaholics. This is a movie done by director Kyle Newacek. He's better known for, he also did Murder Mystery, the other Netflix original, if you know that one from 2019. Pretty good movie. He also was a director on some of Community, the TV show, which would make sense as you can see some of those actors show up on this movie.
Adam
And-
Devine.
Yes. And to really sum this up, we have the movie Game Over Man. And just so everybody that is listening gets the idea, as three friends are on the verge of getting their video game financed when their benefactor is taken hostage by terrorists. Now, this is the second time I've watched this movie. How many times have you seen this movie, John Smee? Yeah.
Way to go.
Yep.
Go with two.
Two.
Definitely, I gotta say something about this movie though.
Oh, what you got?
This by far is just this spoof on Die Hard.
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly is. And Ripplygoose, how many times have you seen this movie?
It would be at 2 now.
Yeah, okay, cool. So we're all on the same page. Now, I have a question before we really get into this movie is, have both of you seen Workaholics or at least know of Workaholics?
Yes.
Before tonight, no. I have never even known about that film. I was
Okay.
watching it with my girlfriend when we were watching it. She said, "Oh, it's the same cast from Workaholics." So I had no idea.
Yeah, see, I would say that I have only seen like an episode or two of Workaholics, but I've been led to believe that this is basically a Workaholics movie. Almost, unofficially.
Yeah, I was trying to look up the characters of Workaholics and going on IMDb.
Yeah.
And the whole thing with them is I was trying to see the characters' names and see if they're the same in this movie. Did anybody get a confirmation on that?
If they are the same same characters from that Workaholics show?
Correct.
Character names.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I can check that right now. So I will have that you got Blake Anderson, which is the guy that was in the closet for the Blink. He was known as in the show. Huh. You know what's interesting? I think in Workaholics they play themselves. If I'm looking at this right. That can't be right.
Yeah, I was looking at the link for Workaholics. When you do click on it, It was
says
weird because
Blake.
like you look at the names of the actors
Yeah.
and you scroll over to the part where they tell you who they are. It looks like it's just the same.
I think the three of them, to be honest, just play themselves. Blake Anderson is Blake Anderson, and Adam Devine is Adam Dayhemp. So, I guess you could say that's the slight choice they did. The choice
Like-
to make it different.
Or did they make themselves to have like the first name so that way if like they screw up at a character and they like call them their real name, it doesn't really matter.
True. Well, I will say that I guess we could do, we don't do reviews such as 1 out of 10 kind of thing. What we've kind of get to do is it worth a watch? We're working on our review system, but loosely we have worth a watch it again, and burn it with fire. So we're still working on it. But the idea is, I will say to Ripplygoose, would
Yes, sir.
you recommend this movie for a watch?
Yeah, for sure. Especially on Netflix, you don't have to buy anything. Assuming you already have Netflix. Definitely worth a watch if you haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, I think it's definitely. And how do you feel about this, Shmi?
It was definitely worth a watch. If you could rent it, rent it.
No relationship to this Shmi guy either. Just Shmi. Never known him in my life. And then I would say definitely worth a watch. I think it was fun. It definitely has some cringy humor, I would say.
Oh, let me
Outstanding.
get into that
Yeah. Okay.
at some point.
Okay. Well. I mean, what? You okay? Sorry, I have a fourth co-host here.
She's gonna blow.
She's
No.
gonna blow. I'm waiting for it, to be honest, but we'll see what happens.
You didn't give her a fire bar yet, did you?
Going down, let's actually start before we go into like running down the movie and stuff. I will say that it actually had a really good cast, if you notice that. Yeah, obviously you have the three. You have Adam Devine, Anders Holm, and Blake Anderson, the three that make up the Workaholics group. And they are a talent in themselves, but like as you go down, they had a ton of supporting characters that were like, I love that in the movie you see that Daniel Stern from Home Alone and a movie that I watched the other day, Little Monsters, he was the dad.
He did not age well.
I don't
Like, I'm not sure if that was makeup, but I was like, he did not age well.
That
If you
is
actually take a look at him in this movie and then you look at him how he's doing,
Yeah.
it's
I think it's
quite
hard
the
to tell.
contrast.
Yes, it's definitely hard to tell because I'm like, is that makeup? Because they also make him into like a dirty old man kind of thing.
They did a great job.
Yeah, he was fantastic. I like if you we'll talk about his character later in the movie as they go. But you also have I feel like Neil McDonough, the guy who played Conrad, the head of security of the bad guys, who eventually meets a untimely demise. But
Yeah, he's a big character actor, right?
yeah, well, you know what? I feel
He like plays the same guy in every movie.
I feel like he was lowballing it in this movie, to be honest. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you're like, I definitely feel like this is a movie that is kind of beneath him, but he just did it, I think, just to have some.
That shows you that Netflix is flexing their cash.
Oh yeah, yeah. He definitely was a big one. I feel like that the woman assassin Irma, character-wise, but her name Rana Mitra. I think she was an interesting character in the movie. I definitely want to talk about her more. But if you
There's
go ahead.
another person inside that list that it took me a while to figure out where he is from, but he's also from Shameless.
You talking Steve Howie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Steve Howie, Rich, the character in there. I thought he was freaking awesome, but dude, there's a scene in there where it gets a little like momentarily dark. I'm like, wow, this went a little dark. And once again, we will get to that.
Which one?
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
one?
Which part? Like there's there's tons of parts that could be.
I'm gonna leave the suspense up, but like where it just felt out of tone for the movie at one point. But I'm just going down. So you got Robert Mallet, who is the giant guy that you've seen. He's a character actor himself.
Oh yeah.
Former
the strong man.
Yeah, he's former wrestler turned actor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great Kali at first. I'm like, no, that can't be him.
He's a retired Canadian professional wrestler. He trained under Bret Hart.
Yeah, I've seen him before.
Petipas. Now, I wouldn't have known that.
That was the guy. He had a well-rounded chin.
Yeah. But the way
It's like,
that
how the hell do you get a chin like that? What the hell?
he loses his chin in this movie as we
Yeah.
learn to come in. And then you have
Splitting headache.
other character people. Well, I guess if you want, we can kind of just start to roll into the movie. And I guess the opening scene has I guess we'll just talk right there on that opening scene where they basically have the rap music coming down and they basically prepare themselves to go clean a room. I guess
Are we doing spoilers?
Yep, this is
Oh,
full
yeah.
spoilers.
Total
Been out
spoilers.
long enough.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna say everything that we feel.
Spoiler alert.
Yes, and we eventually will.
And then we just lost half our viewership. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Whoops.
You mean Ripley Goose?
Oh,
You can edit that out in post.
Code names. I'll bleep it out.
Just to bleep that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Boop. There you go.
So we find out, we get to meet the 3 characters of the Workaholics team. We get to find Adam Devine's character, Alex, which is the one that I would say he's the ideas man, but he's also kind of like a man child. Or like he hasn't really gotten, I don't know.
The perpetual frat boy.
Yeah, pretty much perpetual frat boy. Maybe
I feel like he plays himself all the time.
Oh, yeah. He plays the same exact character in everything he's in.
That's definitely true, because what movie did I see with
Jexy?
Yeah, so there was Jexy. We watched
Pitch Perfect?
There was some movie where he...
Wasn't there a movie where it was like there's the brothers
Oh, yeah. I actually really liked that.
and there's like the weird fireworks explosion?
It was freaking awesome. That movie
Brothers.
that he was... it was Mike and Dave Need Wedding.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
actually really awesome. Side note in that movie, you guys know who Kuman Minjani is?
Yeah.
Do you know who that is, right, John? Smee. Do you know who
The
that
guy
is?
that's going to be in Immortals that got jacked.
Yeah.
And they
Have
made a
you
big deal
seen
out
him
of.
lately? I want you to Google Kuman Minjani and just look at what he's transformed into, because he's going to do the new Marvel movie. So everybody in a Marvel movie has to be jacked. So they freaking did that. Like, they put him on an exercise regimen.
By the way, side tangent. So, you know the guy from Rob McElwee? The guy from It's Always Sunny. The muscular dude?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, he's in this Apple TV show, and he had to get ripped for it. And, he got ripped for the latest season of It's Always Sunny, or 2 seasons ago or whatever, because he got fat for a while. Well, on every talk show they ask, how do you get that body? What'd you have to do? What was your gym regimen like? And he's like, not saying I did anything with a needle, but I had to go to the doctor every day to test my testosterone levels. Like heavily implying that he was on steroids just like everybody else. And pretty much telling you everyone in Hollywood who says they don't do steroids is full of shit.
Well, no. I listened to that Kuman Minjani, and I'm going to have to time code that. Thank you. They said that the Kuman Minjani, he said that he realized that the only way he now realizes why he would never have gotten that ripped unless he has a full team of personal trainers that also tell him when to eat and do things. And he said the thing that was weird when he was just getting ready, like, for bulking up purposes, they told him to eat an entire meal just before bed. So, yep, go and eat a full sandwich, fries, whatever. Eat it right before bed. Because they were trying to get him to bulk up, and he did that for like several weeks. And they cut it all from him. They said, no, now you don't get that, kind of.
He had to eat snow peas as a snack.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You know how much that would suck?
Yeah.
That is terrible.
Yeah. So,
You want potato chips? No, I'll take some snow peas. Thank you.
not to say that we have.
I'm hungry.
We did diverge
All the time.
off of the actual review, but yeah. So what do you guys think of the opening scene where it tells us? So basically, we understand that character is Adam Devine's character. That's what he is. Anders Holmes, or Darren, is the drug addict who is trying to. So when we get
Zoning out.
Zoning out, we get a little foreshadowing with
Tweaking.
What was the drug he was on? Friggin'
Sativa
or whatever, which is supposed to be
some kind of pot
super
or
potent.
weed. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Which is weird because they were sucking it through some kind of like weird vape device. So
And then you've got
Uh-oh.
Blake Anderson, John.
Technical difficulties.
I'm not dead.
You're not
I was like
that
yelling at you.
dead.
It's like I kept yelling at you guys. I'm like, I'm not dead.
Going back to it, and then we find out that Blake Anderson is apparently a gay individual who has not come out of the closet, but he's also an inventor, which we come to find out very important for later. That is, and also this opening scene basically tells you the tone of what you're going to be dealing with, because there are obviously used condoms all over the friggin' room. I know. And I'm going to have you guys talk about this scene amongst yourself for about 2 minutes because I gotta run around. Right? Okay.
Understood. Go take care of what you gotta do.
Funsies.
Yeah. Just wait until the kid gets to the fiber bar stage. It's nothing but ticking time bombs. It's terrible. It's a blowout! Oh my god! There's green crap everywhere!
Yeah. I think I was holding her and she did that last time I was up there. I was like, here, Jared, take it. Take her.
This is a scene from Willow, you know, when like Fergal Cut gets puked on by the kid.
Well, I guess to placate Jared, the scene, I don't know, well, you've never watched Workaholics, but to me, it's like this movie is almost like a theatrical version of Workaholics. Like if they did, I don't know, like a dream sequence or something in the show, but they play the same exact characters essentially. I mean, to me, it's a good thing. The show's funny. It's just bigger in the head, more money to play with, and can do the crude jokes and whatnot. So it was
I'll have to
fitting.
say, they had a budget in this thing.
Yeah, seriously, with all the actors they had and everything.
Well, they had the helicopter, they had the explosions. I mean, none of that stuff is cheap.
The fake dicks.
Yeah, the prosthetics.
Oh, don't tell me about that time code.
Of course, special effects. Best special effects goes to this puppeteer that was making up dicks. Fantastic.
And that leads into my awkward moment that I can't tell yet.
Yeah, because of Jared. Edit it out in post. This name thing is just really ridiculous. Codeword, we're going with the first letter of our names.
James.
I have 2 hands again.
Yay.
I have.
That
two
sounded like a
dicks.
soda.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta be able to spot that one in the middle of the courtroom.
So where did you guys leave off? What were you talking about?
You're talking about the dick puppeteer.
Yeah. Basically,
feel like
the special effects guy definitely needs an award.
Oh, okay, that's coming up. We'll talk on that soon. Then. Okay, so anyway,
The dicketeer.
Outstanding.
The intro scene basically sets up how the humor of what they're going to do in the rest of this movie. Then we move on to the manager and this is where you meet Daniel Stern's character. Once again, I'm a big fan of Daniel Stern. I really like him. Obviously, Home Alone, of course, but like I said, Little Monsters the other day, I was watching that while putting together some furniture, and I realized the dad was, in fact, Daniel Stern. It's pretty awesome. But
Did he play a jerk in that one too?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, he's really good at that.
Like,
every movie, every role he gets into, he's kind of a jerk.
I hope it's not like in real life. So that's my only hope.
Killing your dreams.
But basically,
Yes.
in this scene, following meeting the 3 workaholic guys, we get to see Daniel Stern's character as basically a egotistical male manager, groping everything, of course. And they also make reference that he's a football quarterback back in the day. That'll foreshadow some things that come to pass for later.
Well, he does have a wonderful scene where he's like talking to the manager of the building, and it's this lady who has to be probably in her 30s or early 40s, who's the manager, and he's Stern is talking to the the lady. He's just like, "Where are your balls?" Like reaches,
Yeah.
you gotta. Where are your lady balls?
I made a note of that. I'm not gonna lie. Actually did. I'm glad you made this, because the thing I put down was he said to Lady Balls, "Sack up." He was like, "But mine are inside." But yeah, so that was definitely a note that I picked up on myself. So that's where, so you had, I think it was Cash who did that. But then that also is where we get to find out that later, since once again, full spoilers here, we meet for the first time Jamie Demetrio, or Mr. Armad, which turns out he's secretly the bad guy all along. Which I thought his character was, I think that actor portrayed it pretty well. You know?
It's a
the
Hans
Trojan
Gruber
horse.
knockoff.
Yeah, pretty much. No, it was. It really was like a Die Hard framework for this movie. But like,
Mr. Takagi.
Yeah.
I want my detonators.
yeah, definitely. And he definitely goes some darkness to it.
Well, even the like the people when they eventually you find out more stuff down the line, but like even the characters, you can go into it later. Go into your next segment.
Well, this is where the next scene, following that scene, we get to see that the bad guys enter the building through the, the basement level, and they kill the security guard who's looking over some video footage, and he gets knifed in the face by.
Did you know this was the Smoking Man from X-Files?
No.
Yeah, the guy that actually plays the security guard is the same guy who plays in like over 10 seasons of like X-Files. He was actually the
Hold on a
Smoking Man. Yeah, I'm in DBing it.
Are you alive?
Did you die?
Are you getting yelled at?
Are
Sorry,
you
I had
getting
to
yelled
run
at?
away for a second. Yeah. Basically, I don't know what you say. What did you say?
Oh, don't worry about it.
Yeah. That's basically, but that's once
I'm
again.
just gonna let that one go.
It's the
Put that
Die
underneath
Hard.
the rug right there. Okay.
It definitely
Keep
falls
going.
into the line that it's the Die Hard, framework, and this is where the bad guys come in. You get to see Neil McDonough, as Conrad, initially, and that Rhonda Mitra as the lady assassin, I guess you'd say. But basically, and she licks the knife after the bloody face. So like, not sanitary.
Well,
not really.
that actually, I think, if I may interject here, if you remember Die Hard 3 with a Vengeance, you remember the one chick who actually just goes in and totally wipes out like the security guards?
Oh yeah.
She's the one. She's dancing with the blood. I think they couldn't use that from like the first reference of the first movie, but she was definitely like a comparison to.
Yeah, kind of like an homage to it.
Yeah. Because there were no lady characters really of the part of the terrorist team going into the first movie, and they had to probably incorporate a lady actress in this.
So in this scene, though, that's also where start to see all the henchmen. That's when I saw the Steve Howie guy from Shameless that you were calling out on there, because I was like, yeah, okay, this will be good. I'm sure he'll have something to do later. So anyway, they kill the guy, and then this is when they meet the manager shortly afterwards, and he starts to give him a tough time. And he looks like he's gonna pull a gun on him and shoot him, but it turns out he just says no hats to the party. So he's like, all right. So it's pretty cool, but I definitely enjoy this movie because there's a lot of little. I'm missing a lot of little jokes along the way of this, but it was definitely entertaining.
Did you where's the scene is the I can't remember the actor's name. I got to see who it is, but he even makes a reference to Die Hard when he walks in. He walks in with the glasses. He's like the tech guy. He's just like, I look like the black guy from Die Hard, but I'm not him.
Yeah, no, he does. No, that was Sam Richardson, I believe it was. Yeah.
He even says it.
Yeah, he was playing Donald, and yeah, he even said it, but like, I don't look like him. But yes.
I'm just gonna call him Ketchup Packet because that's what happens.
yeah, that definitely happens. They go. I think. So this is where you start to notice that there's a lot of specific cameos that they had going on. This is what I liked. So of the cameos that I spotted on this whole thing, you got Steve-O.
Oh yeah.
Which
Come out, Knoxville.
we can just jump. Not
that was a great scene.
We can definitely jump to that scene where I do like that eventually at the point where like Steve-O thinks it's a joke. It's like, okay, it's okay, guys. The prank's over, and he just gets shot in the face. and that's
Oh, even better, Pontius shows up. I don't know if you remember.
yeah, Chris
Wild
Pontius.
Boy, yeah.
Yeah, he shows up, and not only I do like he shows up, and he's basically saying to the reporters, "It should have been you. It should have been you." So that was pretty good. But like I said, they have their demise later in the episodes. But like this is just setting up. You've got Chris Pontius, Steve-O. You also got Fred Armisen, if you know who that
Oh
is.
yeah.
Yeah, like he was in there. I've seen him as a character, like
I don't think he's that funny, but
yeah,
some people love him.
He's like dry humor, right? Like I don't really watch that.
Oh, he's got that show, Portlandia, I think.
Yeah, I've
never seen it. Oh, I've seen a couple episodes. I was like, the entire time I'm watching him, just what is this?
And no wonder why. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
It's like hipster movie, or he's like a hipster actor.
Yeah, and then
So
makes
his
sense.
audience is California and Oregon. Gotcha.
College kids,
this is
you
also
know.
Man
prior to
buns.
this. So in the setup, they also have Donald Faison, which is the guy from Scrubs. He's also in Clueless as one of the boyfriends.
Don't forget Shaggy.
Yeah, and then Shaggy. You also got,
That was the most awkward scene.
well, we'll get to that scene. And
Gun to his head.
you also got Joel McHale shows up, and Sugarland Beard, which is also the girl from Mike and that other movie where they go needed wedding dates. So I thought that was really
Okay.
good too. So she's from there. So obviously you can tell that a lot of these, they've worked on other movies together and they're kind of just pulling along. But then you got. Did you guys know who that Action Bronson guy was when they walked?
Yeah,
in?
he's a rapper. I've never listened to any of his music, but he's on. He's on something I watch occasionally. He's like a big food critic somehow, or a big chef, and he has a book called "That's Delicious." It's a cookbook.
Oh.
They can market anything nowadays.
Yes, they can. You can't edit that out. It's a title.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so I didn't know who that was. Yeah, and then this is when they start this, like, obviously they're starting to lock down locations. They go and the security team, they go and check on the hotel security, and they kill. Well, they don't kill them. They just arrest. Basically take a hold of this security, and they start to have the one. What's his name? Sam Richardson or Donald go and lock it down, kind of like Die Hard 1.
But I like the briefcase.
Yeah, and then it's a sandwich. Yeah, I thought he was like, "What? You don't pack a sandwich?"
This is a nice
it's
touch.
yeah, that was nice. It's the subtleties. It's the small, and it's dumb fun. And I enjoyed it.
Makes me want to get a camera case now and just put a Wawa sandwich in it or something.
And then this is also when the first time we meet one of the main characters who's supposed to be the one that Bay Awadi, as it was, he the son of a billionaire kind of thing, has money to throw around. He's kind of a dick, as we find out. He's a pompous ass, but he has a lot of money, so everybody likes him. His dog has 100,000 likes, his followers and subscribers. That's the kind of person we're dealing with in this movie. And this is also when the waiters decide to try and push out they run a program by them. So what'd you guys think of their idea?
The Skintendo?
Skintendo, what do you think? Which does come later at the end of the movie.
Well,
Let's face
you're the
facts. Go for it. And I'll say my comment afterwards.
Well, we're not the ones that should be reviewing this. You're the big fan of VR.
Oh man, that's not the future I want. Please, please no.
Okay, first off, any technology they have that is in entertainment will go immediately to the porno industry, and that is actually absolutely true.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure that would freaking happen.
Skintendo, where do you think that's going?
Yeah, maybe we need to work on the lyrics, maybe just a bit. So then, basically, they run through and they end up getting a $200,000 check from the guy to say, because he doesn't care, but he was really just doing it to be a dick to his financial advisor guy that turns out is the bad guy.
The baddie.
Yeah, the big bad, the Mr. Arma, which, but basically they're all good to go. But the problem is Daniel Stern's character Mitch basically goes nope, and he fires him on the spot because it's like not happening, kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I get it, but whatever. This is when they start to leave. But this is when Daniel Stern's character starts eyeing up Miss Rhonda Mitra, or the Irma character, the lady assassin. Did anybody else cringe when that certain scene happened at all? When she's like, oh, she plays along, but she pulls out a knife and basically chops off his dick. I don't know. Basically, that's what happened. So.
Actually, I got a funny story of that. At that exact moment that actually happened, my girlfriend turned to me and says, "Did that make you cringe, hun?"
Okay.
Did that make you hurt? I'm like, yes.
Yes, just a little.
And that's when I realized that this prop guy definitely deserves an award.
I will say,
yeah,
he's got a big hog.
I gotta say,
he's a shower.
I was worried that Daniel Stern was gonna be out of the movie yet. I mean, you get chopped off, you're dead, basically. So at least
it's a Netflix movie. They can't spend that much.
Yeah.
Quick, give me all the money into the effects department. What? I need a puppeteer. Why? Just do it. I need a mold. I need a mold for what?
I'm just saying he was girthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a deadly weapon.
Quick, I need a mold. What for? I need that destroyer over there.
So this is when Neil McDonald's character gets, sees the waiters, and this is when all crap starts to get loose. They're like, screw it, lock down the facility. So they start trying to hunt down the waiters, but they go and arrest, apprehend all the hostages, basically. And obviously that the guy that's a complete dick, that is the billionaire's son, is being kind of a pompous ass, saying he's never going to give up his money kind of thing, and that you suck at your job kind of thing. But, it's going to be...
Is that Montez? That was Montez Jr., right?
Yeah, I believe so, yes.
That was the character name.
Yeah. Bai Awadi, because everybody thinks he's a YouTube star or whatever kind of deal, but it turns out, he just gets a lot of bots, but whatever. And you hear some stories of what happened to the main bad guy. But, I digress.
Sorry, Jared. It's all right. You're gonna be next. You're gonna get all those hits on YouTube. You're gonna make mad money.
Oh man, we're gonna try. So they this is where I like that they have the security. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention. So the one lady, Jillian Bell, or the embarrassed girl, that is sitting next to him after he goes, somebody their pants, basically, and she tries to pwn it off on the other person, and they're like, get her out of there. It's like, I don't know, I kind of chuckled.
I can't say I haven't been in that situation before.
Yeah, I think anybody would be in that situation to get enough guns.
What else has she been in? Let's see. Jillian Bell, 22 Jump Street.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Rough Night, Office Christmas Party.
Yeah, she's a pretty good she's a good comedic performer.
She apparently is going to be in the next Bill and Ted movie.
Is she? I can believe it, man. That's awesome.
Actually, it says post-production there. Well, no, she's actually in that movie.
They say that The Matrix and John Wick 4 are coming out the same weekend.
Good for
the next Matrix.
Keanu, man.
Yeah, I know.
Keanu.
I know.
Like woo, Mina, like woo.
So...
He plays the same guy every single time.
So here comes to the one scene where you're saying the penis prop guy, he really gets...
the dicketeer, as
the dicketeer
as
strikes
you've coined the phrase now.
Yes! Can we get t-shirts made?
You should. You should.
I'm a dicketeer.
So
It's his new craze. Hashtag
Future dicketeer.
Dicketeer.
this is the part that I just
You can make future movies. The 3. No.
The 3 dicketeers. Yes.
We just came up with a T-shirt idea. If I'm staying on the show.
So this is the part where I rolled my eyes, going, "What is happening?" Because that was the first. So okay, wait. So first they get on the elevator.
Continue.
They put a guard down there. They get a guard down there. The wrong elevator door opens and the guard walks off. They luck out because they were totally botched and they weren't going to get out of that elevator. They get out of the elevator and they get pursued by these other terrorists, right? So the guy's solution, for people who don't care about this movie and haven't watched, I'm just going to say, let me put it this way. If you were in a life and death situation, would your immediate response to do was pull off your belt, choke yourself, pull out your dick, and just play dead?
Yes.
Hey, it worked for the guy from INXS. That's how they found him. That's how he died. I'm serious.
Yeah,
the lead singer of INXS died that way. That's how they found him.
The one actor from Kill Bill. The old guy.
Why do I keep dropping that?
The dicketeer strikes again. Okay, so you're
What would be the
back.
slogan on
Strikes
that?
Back.
Goose had a story that he wanted to lay
Well,
for you to come back on.
This occurred during my first watch, back when the movie first came out, which actually I think was pretty much 2 years ago, like to the day, or to the month at the very least. It came out in March, yeah. So I'm watching it, whatever. The scene comes up where he's choking, hanging by his belt with his dick out, and as soon as it pans down to his dick, my father-in-law walks up the stairs into the living room. He gets to the top of the stairs as soon as you see his dick, and he just looks at me. He's like, "Okay," and just turns around and walks back down the stairs.
I'm not going to judge.
Carry on.
Actually, you're pretty on that about the release date.
I know. I thought I was.
Ripplygoose. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely don't use the last
I
name.
blew your cover. You blew
Just
my
boop.
cover.
Okay, gotcha.
Marsh, son of bitches. We don't use last names.
Make it sound like you're screaming at us in German. Okay.
999. Okay.
Das ist verboten! No.
Okay, here we go. March 23rd of 2018. So we
Close enough.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. Yeah, 2 years almost. But
Well, to come full circle with my story, tonight when I was watching it, the wife comes in during that scene, and she just looks at it and she starts laughing. So, a little less awkward.
a little better. That's different from the scene when, like, my dad walked in and Josh and me were fighting, and Josh was in a...
Oh, you mean you had his legs over his head and you were punching him in his ass?
Yeah.
I was standing in the corner not doing anything,
Sure.
and Bill comes in, just stares at you.
Yeah. That's kind of like what happened to you and your father-in-law, yeah.
And the entire time Jared's looking at me, Bagels is looking at me, and he's like, "Get him! Get him!" And I see Bill standing there in the door. I'm like, "No, not happening."
I'm sure you've been in worse situations, but yeah.
Can't confirm.
So here we go. So anyway, it turns out the two henchmen decide to do a little dicketeering themselves, and they go to have fun on the bed.
Ooh.
This is when...
All for one and one for all. That's just terrible.
Yeah. This is when the workaholics group decide to try and attack them en masse. Now, this almost felt out of character where they bashed the head... I mean, I get it. They bashed the head in of the one guy, and then, like, the other guy is, like... I don't know. That just seems weird to me. But, like, yeah, they fight. And, of course...
They fight.
They fight, but the guy is, like, so jacked that he's, like, they're not really doing much to him. Except for the one guy... He tries to charge the one guy, slips, and breaks his neck.
He gives him the ole!
The ole, and that definitely snaps his neck. But this is where our character that we recognize. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry, where Steve
Ooh.
Howie character comes back into play because they start to make a zip line wire rope to go to the other building with zip lines, a la like Home Alone.
Zip ties.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I hate to burst the bubble. I know it's movie magic, but there's no way those zip ties would
I was
hold.
gonna say.
Are you sure?
That's what I was.
I'm
gonna
pretty
ask.
sure. I work in a home improvement industry. There's just no way.
There's no freaking way that was gonna hold. And I know it's just a movie, but yeah, that wasn't gonna hold. For sure.
Are you sure?
Yeah, like, I know, right?
Are you sure you're
But
sure?
This is when they're out in the middle of thing, they have their conflict, we find out that they are been working on.
Tonight on Mythbusters, we have taken Captain Bagels and suspended him from a building
Man
using
died.
zip ties. Let's see if he survives.
Yeah, man dies in freak accident. Zip line should have held.
Looks like a ketchup packet then.
Sorry.
But basically, they find out and they get the conflict. They figure out they've been working on the Skinotron. What was it? The
Skintendo.
Skintendo,
sorry.
Skinotron. Where the hell uses your mind?
Ooh.
This is where, like, you get the conflict between...
Is that your
Is it like
invention?
version of Skinamax over there? Skinotron?
Skinotron.
Skinotron.
It sounds like the giant like Titantron thing they use for the WWE, which is a giant porno on it or something.
Oh, yeah.
Skinotron.
It's this massive porno mech.
So, what is it, a friggin' transformer?
Okay, so here's the other part. In this entire freaking time
Bloody
about this fight that they're doing, the one guy has his dick out the entire time and won't put his pants on. Even after they eliminated
Okay,
him, he still
real
has
question.
his
I think the
dick out.
appropriate term is shirt cocking it.
Yeah, shirt cocking. Yeah, and he's shirt cocking everywhere. And it's
Real
like,
question?
and it's-
Do you think that was his real dick?
No, it's not.
Sadly, I think it was.
So do
actually.
I.
It wasn't.
Yes, it
Sadly,
was.
No,
sadly, I think it was.
No, because
I don't
think
think
I
they
think
see-
he was actually doing that whole entire scene shirt cocking it.
They didn't green sock that.
I listened to a lot of like behind the scenes movie podcasts.
They did not green sock it.
And they were saying that they actually have.
Well, they have a fluffer on the side. What are you
No,
talking about, Jar?
Not a fluffer.
I mean,
It's
sorry.
like a
Guy comes
it's
in
like a
whenever-
sock they put over your
No,
dick.
whenever they do,
It's green.
like whenever they do like a scene like they do something like that, a guy like comes in and he has like a case and it's just full of dicks. It's a case full of dicks. Okay. And
Case of dicks.
and I'm not lying about this. And basically they're like,
I want to be
I'm
huge.
the dick guy.
"Huge?
Give me that
Yeah,
one.
take the dick." And that's how it is. But
Do you want
The
the modest
Dicketeer,
one tonight? He's
part
handing
two.
it to him like a bottle of wine.
you're like, this is our.
Would you like
this
would
is
you
our-
like a modest one today?
Fine, you're at 7.
Here, would you like to try this one?
So,
Would you like
the
the
top.
dark
Go
or the
ahead.
light?
so as Smee so put it, they stopped shirt cocking. Okay.
Would you like the bald or the flap?
Ooh, yeah. I'd like the chode or the chode.
I'll take the gooch.
I'll take the chode. Okay.
Chode for me,
So
please.
so after that, so we're moving on. They finished that scene. But here's the thing: a lot happens.
You're right over there.
A lot happens in this time frame because what happens is the henchman Steve Howie wakes up, tries to go after them, but he gets pulled out the window because the zip line fails, knocks him out on the bed, puts him out there, and then we get down to the security, not the cyber hacker Sam Richardson, who had the sandwich in his case, and that's when you find that big guy that I was talking about earlier.
The Great Khali.
The Great Khali.
No, it's not him. It's just the guy that looks like him.
But the Robert Mallet, the former wrestler. he gets-
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I'm sure that's wrong. But
With the
They all-
broad chin.
they're all big. But basically, the bed comes down and he gets his jaw freaking lined into the post, so he's pretty much dead.
Are we
He had a
sure?
splitting headache.
Right there. Yeah, he's got a little bit of splitting headache. The other guy, we've got the hacker guy now has a gun and he's attempting to put these workaholics in. He's gonna shoot them if they don't get an answer. But did you notice that he goes, "What are you? CIA? What did he say? Navy SEALs, Black Ops." Or the last one he said was frickin' transporters. Like frickin'.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, alright, nice little call out there. But he frickin'.
Was he trying to like reference the Jason Statham movies or something?
Yeah, that's what I
Yep.
thought he was doing. That's how I took it. You know, but basically he gets pulled out the window and he turns into, what did you call it? Goose? Ketchup, or was it you? Smee.
Ketchup packet
Ketchup
was
packet?
not me. Yep.
Yeah, he's pretty much a ketchup packet on the ground. So, do you think, which way do you think would be worse to go? The guy that got hit by the bed that got his jaw like lodged in the thing, or to fall out the window that way and get splattered?
Probably getting hit by the bed because you'd have less time to think about it.
Yeah. Are you saying getting it in the bed and getting knocked out the window, or the one that you get knocked in your jaw is like basically wedged in there?
Well, I think that guy died instantaneously, as opposed to the other guy who was like falling, and like he had a couple seconds to like think about it
Yeah.
and internalize it. Kind of like the scene from like Hitchhikers of the Guy of the Galaxy, like the whale that just appears out of nowhere and like thinks for like 30 seconds before he hits the ground.
Yeah. And it was SWAT, SEAL, or transporter. Yep, that's what he said. But anyway, the hacker gets ketchup, as we would call it. We came up with some good terminology. What'd you call? You got shirt cocking. What was your other one you said today? The shirt.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about? The different references?
Yeah, the shirt.
We had Dicketeers, we had shirt cocking.
Yeah, just gotta keep these in mind. You know what I mean? So anyway, so all that happens. They go back up top, and this is where we find out that the Jamie DiMatteo guy was trying to kill the guy's dog for that thing, and he had the bomb collar. And I do like that they accidentally put the wrong bomb collar on the wrong guy. And you're like, I'm going to kill it. And he goes like, why is this beeping? And his head just blew off. I was like, kind of chuckled at that. I was like, all right, that's fair.
Yes, I thought that scene was absolutely hilarious. And the one guy's just like, yeah, I must have given you the wrong one. It was upside down. He's like, there will be no more future killings.
So this is when, so we get the lady assassin, Irma, is going down, and she takes two henchmen with her, affectionately called Bilbo and Dildo. So she brings them with, so I thought that was a nice touch.
See, I thought that was like a Hobbit reference at first, but
Well,
then...
it was Bilbo and Dildo. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Dildo, yes. Because they always make a reference. There's either Bilbo, and there's actually this common name that's going around called Dildo Schwaggins.
Dildo Schwaggins.
Yes.
Well, this is also where we find out that our main character, one of our main characters, Adam Devine, you know, he hasn't really gotten all made up, and that he lives in that apartment. That's supposed to be like character building, and the other guys feel sad for him, kind of thing. But they're, you know, I was kind of thinking about it. The other friends, I feel like, were being dicks to the Adam guy. Like, he wasn't being, like, I mean, I know he's, like, obnoxious at some points, but I don't think he's that bad. You know, that they were, like, working behind his back and stuff. So,
I did get that impression that they were a little bit too harsh.
Yeah.
And they were, like, calling him a loser and all that stuff and wanted to do things without him. Like, he didn't actually do anything to, like, let them convey that he was a screw-up or something.
Yeah. I do like that he was trying to say that it wasn't his place, and he had paint self-portraits.
Hey.
He also had his own porno flubber based on the movie Flubber.
Flub her?
Flub her.
Yeah. There you go.
Yes. Because everyone needs a porn parody of any kind of movie from the past.
Yeah. So this
like
is
that
where-
unpopular one, done in 60 seconds.
And this is where they come up with their master plan that they're gonna pipe a bunch of that drug in the ventilation system. So leading up to going. But while this is all happening, we have the scene that was another interesting. Is all I'm gonna say. Interesting. So the Mr. Armagh guy, who is the main bad guy, we find out. He actually gets found out because they keep on calling his phone, and they realize, all the other hostages realize he has a phone, so they're like, why aren't you doing it? And he gives up on the thing. And I do like that the Mr. Blue Eyes character, head of security, Neil McDonough. He's like, no, I don't hear anything. Just stay quiet over here. And this is when that guy gets shot in the head by, the Mr. Ahmad. Did you guys see that coming?
No, that was a plot twist. And it was kind of interesting. Like they did confront him with the phone. And he's just like, "All right, the gig is up." He stands up. He's like, "Cut me loose." They weren't supposed to find out about this.
Yeah, but I thought the part that got me more was that he shot Neil McDonough in the head. I was like, really? I'm like, I kind of like that character, so I was pretty surprised that he was offed. So,
Technically, it probably was in the script to be there longer, but they couldn't pay his budget, so they had to off him somehow in the film.
What's our solution? A bullet. Okay. This is where we realized that the Mr. Ahmad had...
We need to make budget cuts.
Had to, let's just say, do some interesting things to the rear end of a hookah. And so he, in all his wisdom, attempts to try and do the same things to this character. So he freaking has him.
It's a very disturbing scene. You want to go into detail about it? Because I think you're about to...
Yes.
I think you're about to go into a very dark place.
Like, that's
Very, very dark place.
It was dark. Very dark. But
A black hole, so to speak.
I think the thing that was the joke was that he pulls him out, like, because they almost start to cheer him on. He goes, "I'm not done," and everybody's like, "What?"
That was just ridiculous.
That is so freaking messed up.
My girlfriend lost it at that scene when she was watching, and I'm like, okay. It's ridiculous.
We don't have to say much more than that. That was, interesting. He then.
You just don't like you don't like yourself some quality ass eating?
Yeah,
No ATM. No ATM.
Oh, jeez. So, this is where he's like, I'm finally going to kill that dog. He puts the dog in the fish tank and puts the explosives on the guy's back. And eventually kicks out his leg. And that dog is dead.
That was pretty dark.
Yeah.
Like that scene of everything was just like, how can we make you hate the character? That was the scene.
Well, you didn't hate him until then.
Yeah,
Not really.
No, but you definitely did after that. You're like...
I think maybe they wrote that purposely in the script too. We gotta make them hate this guy.
Yeah, well, that was just don't kill the dog. Side note, if you ever want to know, if you're like, I don't know, my wife hates watching movies where animals get hurt. Thousands of people can die on the screen, but if one animal gets hurt, she bawls her eyes. Thousands of people die, doesn't care at all. There's a website called doesthedogdie.com.
What?
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Oh my god.
You go and you type in doesthedogdie.com and you just put in whatever movie it is and it tells you whether or not the dog dies. Do they get hurt?
Oh, I thought it was like...
What time it probably takes place? What's the timestamp in the movie? Does it do that?
It may timestamp it.
Because there's another site out there called Mr. Skin where it tells you exactly where to watch for the sex scenes, how much time in.
But I thought you were gonna tell me at first you were into some like dark web website like does the dog die?
Yeah.
Does the dog die? But here's some pictures of some puppies dying.
There we go. Yeah, pretty much. Well,
Dark
you could
web.
use it for that purposes if you wanted, but basically that dog is dead, and it's not a good way to go, I don't think. But so after that, that seemed like
He became
almost
Kibbles
out
and
of
Bits.
place of this movie because it was like, really? They killed the dog. Like that dog did. But this is where we go back to the workaholics guy, Adam Devine. He doesn't tell the guy because he's still pissed off at the other two, so he doesn't bring the power cord because they are kind of being dicks. I feel a little more than needed. But this is where they finally go back to the henchmen and the assassin lady were coming after them. They end up flipping on the switch to disperse the drug, and the one assassin lady, she gets knocked out pretty quickly, and the one of the henchmen goes after the Adam Devine character. So, another it's not a fatality immediately, but what did you guys think of that scene where he uses the grinder for the slices of food?
That was cringe. That was cringeworthy.
Face. Like,
I don't know
That
if you've
was
ever
cr-
used one of those things, but they're freaking scary, dude.
dude,
I've used them. It's cringeworthy.
I've never used it. But that looks scary.
Especially since so last time I used one of those, I nicked my thumb.
Oh,
So watching one of those.
Yeah, that stuff hurts.
No.
Cleaning one, it's. I remember working at the gas station. They used to have one of those things. So like,
I think out of all the deaths or injuries in this movie, I think that one is that's up there. That's up there. Maybe the dick getting chopped off.
you know what's funny?
But like,
You know what's
Maybe
amazing
the
about that
dick.
scene is they didn't just do it once. They did it like 3
yeah.
times.
And he was like saying he was saying I'm gonna kill you, but not in a confident way. He's like I'm gonna kill you, and the guy stood up. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, definitely like that was. There was, like I said, there was weird tonally because like it was always funny, and then something like that would happen. You're like, that's kind of dark. Like, and that was some
Cringe.
super, like when you look at his face afterwards and you can see like parts of his bone kind of thing. That's kind of like, ugh, yeah, that's ugh. So, not a fan of that. This is where the friends are like, screw it, we're breaking up, because they weren't gonna be friends, kind of thing. But that's when. So I did laugh at this scene, which is when they were basically fighting, breaking up, and they start to do the shooting at each other, not like, but near each other, kind of thing.
Mhm.
I thought that scene was genuinely funny.
You know what that reminded me of?
What's that?
Our paintball adventures.
Yeah, I figure you son of a bitch. Yeah, like.
Go
I
on, guns
remember-
blazing, get your friend shot in the ass.
No, this ass the one time we were playing with paintball guns and we were shooting at a target, and some of the balls, like hit the grass, so they didn't break yet. And I didn't think about it at the time because we hadn't shot at each other yet. And Cora's like, "Hey, go, why don't you go to those balls?" Me not thinking about it, I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I went and got him, and I turned around and he had the gun leveled at my stomach, and I was like, "Don't," because I pointed mine at him too, and I was like, "Don't do it." And before I knew what happened, I'd already gotten hit in the stomach. And I was like, and it was like time froze. And I just remember you jumped in the air, and I shot him in the ass, midair. And I was like, and it felt pretty good actually.
I got somebody else too while they were rolling around close range.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. But this
One of
is
our
where-
other friends were rolling around, trying to be all sneaky, and while we were walking, I just pointed my gun to the side, pulled the trigger, and shot him right in the calf.
That was Josh.
The mark
by
stayed.
way. That
The
was
mark
Josh.
stayed there for about 8 months.
Yeah. I only remember that. 'cause
I marked him.
I remember that particularly because we were on the same team, and I
I know.
realized that I was like, there was nobody around us, and all of a sudden I heard Josh go, "Ow!" And I was like, "What?" And it's because you shot him in the back of that calf, like from point blank. Ugh.
Oops.
But this is where we find the friends are breaking up. They start shooting at each other, trying to. And I did like that they even ran out of bullets, and they still were like, "I wish these had bullets so I could shoot you in the face." And like, but they were like going back and forth, and so I thought that was pretty funny. So, oh yeah, so this is where we find the lady assassin. She's back up, and she's basically got graffiti dicks on her face. Yep, pretty much. But
The Dictator strikes again.
she basically strikes back and kills the one guy that did it to her. So, kind of had it coming. I'm like, I don't know why he thought that was going to be a good idea for the psychopath, but
Call me a garbage man.
pretty much.
Because that's what his former profession used to be.
So here's coming up. Here's the scene I was talking. You remember I said earlier that I thought there was a scene that it felt like it was almost out of place, like the torture scene, on the massage with the lava stones. Like
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
felt like, and I'm also saying because this is movie magic, and you're like, oh, they got hit, but don't worry, they're not like internally bleeding or something. These guys would have had broken shoulders, broken backs
Yo,
from what he was doing.
it made me. You know why it made me cringe? Because last night was my first attempt at ice hockey. I can ice skate a little bit, right? 2 minutes into it, freaking yard sale. My legs went out from underneath me, landed straight on my shoulder. Stick went off in one direction, glove went off in another direction. And just that feeling, like my shoulder is, I'm in a lot of pain right now. I can barely lift my shoulder or my arm up over my head. And just feeling that, I'm like, oh my god.
He took a lava rock and
Well,
put it in a sheet.
And he like hammered through it, like slammed it in their backs. And they walk away eventually. Like they would have broken ribs, broken shoulders, I'm sure of it.
They got adrenaline going, man.
Yeah, they wouldn't be friggin' walking. Like, I don't know, it just felt like...
Nah, they're fine.
But, they eventually, end up attacking in unison, you know, putting soap on the ground, and he ends up dying that way. Now, this was where I did... This is where they do the big regroup thing, where like, I love you, man. They all make up and they're friends now. This is when they come into using the dead guy's body with the made him a robo-zombie, as they called it. With the
Skintendo.
Skin.
I did think that was like
This was a
Skintendo
genius
zombie.
play inside the script writing, and they had to get this approved in a boardroom.
I did like that. I did think that was really funny because they put like basically the lava stones on the ends of his hands and basically made him and just used the electrical wiring trying to move it out. No. That actual scene of seeing him go in there, I thought was really fun. And he basically takes like 1,000. He takes hundreds of bullets, doesn't go down, and he ends up basically knocking, if not almost 90% of the henchmen out. So I thought that was pretty entertaining.
There's a little movie magic there too, because first off, no matter, like, eventually you just shoot out the nerve endings. There's no way the damn thing would have worked.
Oh yeah, well I was thinking like
Ducateer smash.
if it was based on that stuff, you would still be having it would still shoot out the electronics that made him move. But yeah.
Well, yeah, they're shooting his vest.
Yeah. So, and I do also like that he was literally walking towards them with lava stones in his hands, and the guards just kept on shooting, but didn't decide to, like, I don't know, step backward and not have their head bashed in. But, so, that was good.
The final ending of what happened to that robot, too, was pretty interesting, too.
Well, I love that. I was just about to say that, because I liked when he was like, yeah, I'm surprised the batteries are not overheating.
There goes the alkali batteries.
Yeah. And I like the thing where the entire top half of his body is gone, and lifting his feet just fall to the ground. Like,
it's the special effects prop guy again.
Yeah. So, and then this is where we find out that finally the one guy of their group, Blake Anderson, Joel, decides to come out of the closet and say he's gay. And I think it's funny because they're like, I don't need a gun. I'm just pissed off, ain't gay guy. And then he ends up having a fight with the lady assassin.
Slap fight.
Yeah, Irma. And I'm like, and I like that her henchmen are sitting right there, but they don't do anything. They just let them do their thing. Like, what do you think of that fight?
The slap fight was pretty intense. It kind of ended almost like Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Dude, the entire movie, I kept thinking that character from Goldeneye whenever I saw her. Like Xena? Or
Xena
Zanaya?
Onatop.
Yeah.
Xena Onatop or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
You've seen Goldeneye.
Yeah, Goldeneye. Yeah,
We found the next film to review. No.
Yeah, no, I know which dog. Yeah, definitely. Is that actually? Is that what she's from? She's the girl from Goldeneye.
No. It just reminded me of her.
It was like, huh? Yeah, because I was like, wow. Okay, then you got me. Because that's the funny thing. You watch these movies years ago that you didn't really know about certain things, and then you watch again, and you're like, oh, turns out they're actually pretty nice. But you start to see characters like a side tangent note. I always think of Good Burger. Like when I watched Good Burger, I didn't know this, but the hot girl, it's Carmen Electra.
You didn't know that?
Well, when I was young, no, I didn't.
Holy crap!
What?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, see?
No, I haven't watched Good Burger in a while though.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. That's
It kind of like phased it out of my memory.
Well, that's why I'm saying like it'd be fun like for future movie reviews to just watch older movies we watched and you start to see
Not
characters.
Good Burger.
Not Good Burger. Don't worry. About
No.
that. I want to do Austin Powers, Spy Who Shagged Me.
Should
That's
do
I
our
thought-
next one.
You ever hear of a movie called Movie 43? Well, anyway,
Yes, I
continue
have,
on the.
the Balchidian. But we will go back to him. I watched that movie. Yeah, it was a. I don't know how they got.
Here
so
comes the
reactive to
railroad.
do that.
Back on track.
But they got the dead guy, Robo-Zombie. He gets done. They get the gay guy and the lady assassin. They do a little fight. He ends up winning by basically swipes her leg out and she falls and impales herself on a desk thing pretty brutally. I was like, all right, that happens. Oh, but the only prior to that, I forgot to mention the whole reason that the gay guy still wins the fight is because our favorite buddy Daniel Stern comes back and literally throws his dick at her. And I thought that I actually laughed at that. I thought that was pretty funny. He's like, still got it.
You think he impromptu'd that? Like that wasn't even part of the script, you know? Like he's just, I'm gonna save the day.
Yeah. They're like, you're dead in this movie. No, not
I'm just gonna throw my dick at him.
Put the dick. I threw the dick. Keep me
Give
in
me
it.
that chode.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that part was like probably one of the funniest parts to me. I thought that was pretty funny. And this is when we get the helicopter scene, just like any action movie. On the tail end, they have the money. They try and take away the character who is
Classic switcheroo.
the classic switch. But they do all that, and they end up getting him in a money and like a duffel bag so that they can't shoot him down. That way, he can keep the money without getting shot down. But he basically puts a cap in him. I guess he just shot him in the hand or something. I'm not 100%.
That's what it looked like in the end. I was looking at it, and it was like he just got shot in the hand.
Yeah. So and that happens, but it turns out they bring him down. He's still an ass, a dick, and he says the only reason he gave him the check was just to piss off his financial guy. Anyway, and after that, we get towards the tail end, and I like what they did here, which was they have the Shark Tank guy coming.
Mark Cuban.
Yeah, what'd you guys think about that? How they did that?
That was funny.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good touch.
It was a good rap.
Well, and I like the actors, even though they're not technically in the movie, but they use these particular actors like Sean Astin and Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell, and the one girl for the video game thing. Because when you watch the credits, I don't know if you guys did.
No.
They do. If you watch the credits, they made the video game scenes. Like they showed them all with Sean Astin, with Zach Morris, and the other chick. I thought it was pretty funny. But that. So overall, we heard that you all liked the movie. And that pretty much sums it up. But what'd you think about that stinger scene on the very end of the movie?
I thought that was absolutely hilarious. You're talking about the like kind of like the oncoming sequel.
Somali pirates basically coming to take them out. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the title of it too. They're like Game Over Board.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I would definitely do that again. I was like, I thought it was good, and that's my second time watching it, so it's worth watching again. So I highly recommend. I recommend it at least once.
Yeah, I liked it, but I also like when like the same group of actors stick together and do movies together.
That's why I like the Broken Lizard team from the Super Troopers, Club Dread.
Yeah, and like in the early 2000s, Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson, Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I love seeing that camaraderie kind of thing and the chemistry that they have. They do. But yeah, but pretty much that's our review of Game Over Man. Anybody got any other comments you want to say before close out this one?
No, that pretty much sums it up.
All right.
Let me pause this.
Watch it. Don't.
Now trying to make it seem like you're trying not to put people to death,
3, 2, 1, go ahead.
What's I gonna say?
Outstanding.
Oh,
3,
Okay,
2,
okay, there we go.
1. All right, you got it.
Count me in.
3, 2, 1.
And that was our review. Thanks for listening. Be sure to check back soon. And we'll talk to you soon.